There's a voodoo belief by taking a wax effigy of an evil being and feeding him the soul of a human victim, you can bring him back to life. The voodoo end of the world. The dead shall rise and consume all things. The 1980s and the horror that came out of that decade that is so inventive that appeals to the little kid in me. Films that skirted the rules and took massive damn swings and, really gave zero fucks doing it. Almost films that were too easy to digest, that just went down a little bit too smoothly. Like a prize in a cereal box came 1988's Waxwork. Complete with the all too familiar characters and knockoff generic Sam's Choice Walmart, Universal monsters. The Mountain Lightning, the Dr. Thunder of monsters. Waxwork is full on fun and full on flavor. In some ways a twisted carnival or a game of Clue, Waxwork weaves its spell through a menagerie of these Universal bootleg monsters, all 18 creatures preserved in a wax exhibit like some sort of macabre Ripley's Believe It or Not. There's something inherently creepy about wax museums, am I right? I've always had a really strange fascination for them. I don't know if Vincent Price is 100% to blame in the House of Wax, but I've always had some sort of wonder and disbelief that I just feel like there's real people in there. I've always had this weird, strange lure, just draw to wax museums. Someone frozen in time, there's just something off-putting. There's something interesting to wax figures. I always catch myself leaning into the exhibit a little bit, trying to catch a glimpse of what happened right before they were frozen, half embalmed, half mummified, just real people in there, frozen in time. Freaks me out, man. I'm the target audience for a film like Waxwork. Full-on practical effects, full-on 80's tunes make up this fright flick in the next 98 minutes. Each exhibit stranger than the next. It seems like overall, people remember their favorite segments pretty fondly. You've got the zombie, the vampire, the mummy, Marquise de Sade, right? The werewolf. Each one brimming with creativity and full-on practical effects. For my money, I don't know if you can beat the werewolf, the wolfman, whatever you want to call it. That is just something special. Really, if it wasn't for its length, I would say it's the best part of the movie. It's just a little bit short. I guess, gun to my head, if I had to choose, I would probably go the vampire over the werewolf, but only because of the werewolf's short length. Let me explain it to you, this little particular vignette. You got this college student, this high school student, whoever, he's kind of walking through the exhibit, and for whatever reason, the werewolf kind of speaks to him. It almost looks like there's a Sasquatch or something in the background. It's kind of blurry as he leans forward into the wax museum. He gets sucked in, kind of like the Hellraiser effect, and it shows him back in the old days, right? And he stumbles upon this cabin. He goes inside, and the moon just kind of illuminates the shot. As he comes into this cabin, it slowly sets the stage for what's inside, and it's one of my favorite shots in all of 80's horror. I mean, it is so effective the way that it introduces the werewolf monster. Of course, you've got a guy pleading with him, you don't want to be here, right? You need to leave, turn, go. And the college kid's like, dude, it's freaking cold in here, man. Let me go get some firewood. Let's warm it up. All of a sudden, he starts to become this werewolf, and we go full on practical gore, ripping heads off, right? This werewolf just comes unglued. And for whatever reason, it even though it's bootleg, it just feels like it has more heart than a lot of the other werewolf movies. It's only about 8 or 9 minutes maybe total. But that werewolf is terrifying, especially if you're a little kid. This came out in 88. I was 7 or 8 when I watched this film. Terrified the piss out of me. That werewolf is my werewolf. When I think of werewolves and how I want them to look, that's how I want them to look. Call it cheap, call it hokey, call it not that poor, really well done. I think it's fucking perfect, man. Then let's get into the follow-up vignette. The vampire, the count, right? Whatever, Dracula, whatever you want to call it. The vampire scene is completely money. It stars this beautiful woman, right? She kind of leans in and she's all of a sudden swept away to this castle, and she's in this white room. For whatever reason, she's married to this husband that's on this hospital gurney. And as it pans down, his leg is exposed. And these vampires have just been pulling off chunks. The bones there. It's visceral. It's gory. And you're like, Waxwork is coming to... It's not messing around, dude. The vampire scene is so badass, dude. All of a sudden, you've got the husband trying to warn her. Right, you got to get out of here. You got to use a crucifix. You got to put it up to his face. Of course, decapitation. Break that box over there. Break that chair. Stake them. Put it up to their face, and then you got all these vampires, if you will. These little evil vampire women that are just brimming with sensuality. All of a sudden, they're getting one-offed by these corks. Right, you'll never look at champagne the same way. And visceral gore, absolutely incredible. You know, of course, the vampire comes, and if you've seen the film, you know that it's not the best ending to the story. I wanted more, but that's kind of what the vampire does. The count seduces the female, and away we go. Waxworks begins in a quiet, unassuming neighborhood, and it follows a group of friends on their way home from school as they stumble across this new building and owner David Warner straight out of The Omen. You see David Warner in a movie, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of there. I love David Warner, but I am a weirdo. David Warner promises him a special tour of his new attraction. At midnight, we're off and running. Throw in a little fella to open the door for you, and we got whatever you want. You want a guide? Hey, pal, you got it. You want that on tap? How about in a frosty mug? Check. You're up. There is something special and utterly so nostalgic about Waxwork, and it starts with the special effects. It's fantastic. It's over the top, especially for its time in '88. The way the wax figures come to life, it's really just refreshing to see artistry in horror rather than just relying on CGI and bad effects. There's something that makes it feel like it's part of you, something that brings the kids back. It keeps the butts in the seats when you see the actual effect and you can see the wax just pulling off people's faces. It's pretty special, man. It brings a different layer of authenticity when you can actually see the practical effects. The scares hit just a little bit harder. You can almost feel the cold wax that these guys are facing off their favorite iconic monsters. Waxwork, it's not just a film, it's definitely an experience, and it invites you into its world. And there's something that horror fans, young and old, can cherish. It keeps me coming back every time I watch this film. It's like a celebration of everything that we love, everything about the genre, wrapped up in a nice little, easy to digest, smooth. It's just bubblegum pop, man. It's perfect. Easy to digest package, man. Truly great popcorn flick that I think is, best shared with friends, because, when you got a big group of people, you can kind of like go through the different, where, oh my God, is that Rosemary's Baby? Is that the zombie from Night of the Living Dead? Is that this from this? You got the Mummy, you got little Indiana Jones, Marquise de Sade, the BDS. It's got all of these different, references. And if you got a group of people, man, you're not going to have a better time than a couple of cold beers and Waxwork in HD. Damn good. This is the film that has nods to classic horror, right? And it's really just a feel-good film for fans that were already really in love with The Gate, Ghoulies, the House films, right? But they want a little bit more of that oomph to it. They wanted that hard R edge. They wanted a little bit of nudity. They wanted full-on gore, and they wanted full-on practical effects. Well, buckle up. Over-the-top cheese, nudity, gore, absolutely incredible, man. And this Vestron release right here, to be honest, is heads and tails over this DVD that I have watched the crap out of. This double feature here from Artisan, I mean, it's a little bit abysmal now when you put this thing on after you get the Vestron Video Blu-ray. It's a double feature with Waxwork 2 Lost in Time. It's got some special little features on it. It looks damn good if you put this in a 4K and let it upscale. I think you're going to have a hell of a good time. I know you will. If you're fans of my channel and you haven't seen Waxwork, turn this off right now. Put on Waxwork. You're a fan of 80s horror. I'm telling you right now, you are going to have the time of your fucking life. Guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, let me know down in the comment section below. Are you a fan of Waxwork? Do you even like Waxwork 2? Lost in Time, I was going to do them both, but then I kind of wanted to just spend a little more time with Waxwork 2. Waxwork I'm really, really familiar with. I don't watch part 2 as often. It's definitely cheesier. It's definitely hokier. I still really like it, but the first Waxwork, man, it is badass. You can get this thing for like $20 in the Vestron line right right, number 3 in the series. I cannot recommend it enough. Do me another favor, give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, guys. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. There's going to be a lot of new stuff coming. I've been kind of slacking doing like 2 or 3 videos a week. I'm going to try to pepper my channel with videos this week. I'm trying to hit a new number, so you're going to see like some best of Scream Factory, just some stuff I picked up from the movie room, some collection updates. I do need to do like an hour-long video of all the new films I've got in the last year. I've hit the 1-year mark, but I got a surprise podcast coming up at the end of the month that I'm so excited for. Guys, take care of yourselves. Love you very much. Cheers.